That's what happened to me when I signed up for SEAL training. I wanted to get to the buds as fast as possible. I wanted to get to SEAL training as fast as possible. Well, the medic route was the way to do that. I'm not a Navy corpsman. I never went to Navy Corps school.
Oh, really? Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah.
What they said is when I signed up, I would go to boot camp, then to buds, and then I would have to go to medical school. So I was like, great, that's the fastest way to get. It turned out to be the longest way to get to the SEAL team.
Right, yeah, because you're not only going through SEAL training.
You got to go through
SEAL. Now you got to become an Army Green Beret.
Army Green Beret, yeah, medical training, which is the hardest one.
Yep.
I didn't know that. That wasn't in the brochure either. The guy's like, sure, I got you, man. You want to be a medic? Fine.
Yeah.
And I had to train with the Green Berets. I had to train with the Marines. I got separated from the. So I was 3.5 years before when I started. The time I got back to my team.
You made a lot of. Being a Marine, I'm gonna take advantage of this. You made a lot of really good comments about Marines over the years. Yeah, especially Marines in combat.
Yeah,
yeah. So.
Okay, so I was fortunate enough through my career to work with y'all. I mean, like actually work with you.
Yeah.
Not assign something in a briefing room and then we go do separate things. I'm talking about like on the ground.
Yeah.
And I've also been saved by y'all a few times. Like where I had to call you, I actually called you on the phone to come get me, and y'all showed up. Not only that, you showed up with that freaking attitude y'all have. Yeah. That no one ever sees when you're not in combat. I don't care who you are. If you've never been next to a Marine when he's in combat, he's not the same way when he's out of combat. I don't care where he's at. Unless he's actively engaged and there's something happens to y'all. And I got to see that. And the biggest time I got to see it was in Ramadi after Afghanistan, after I had my ass whipped a little bit. So I was really focusing on stuff. Like my radar was up. And I'll never forget calling y'all one time, man. And when y'all showed, he was like, I'm on my freaking way. That's not what he said. You know, he kind of hit me with it. Yeah. And I was like, okay, y'all freaking showed up. Yeah. And we're happy about it. And we were in some stuff. You know, like I invited you to a Hell's Kitchen and you showed up with some dessert, that kind of thing. And once I see somebody do, you can't, I mean, I'll pick on y'all all day. Like if it was just us, I mean, I have plenty of ammunition for that. But if we're all stuff aside, man, utmost respect. Yeah. Oh, dude. I can go all day on that.
I think SEALs and Marines work together a lot in Ramadi. Jocko's unit, and with Task Force Bruiser, right? That Task Force Bruiser.
When y'all moved in, when we cleared that city, because it was Ramadi. And I talked to a lot of my guys from Iraq in 06, 07. It was the best deployment we ever had. Like if you thought about this is what a Navy SEAL deployment looks like with combat and all the different working with all units, we actually got to do that, and it was amazing. It was hard. I mean, a lot of guys got hurt, but that's when I really saw you guys work. Because we were doing block clearance. Yeah, y'all had a MEU come in,
right?
And them suckers sat down in front of it. It's funny. It was great to. Here's what people don't anticipate. You look up and you think combat Marine. You're looking for an old dude,
right?
That's not what shows up. It's some little 18 to 24-year-old suckers, man, with their leaders probably 29.
Like 130 pound kid from Oklahoma.
Oh, I mean, there was this. I'll never forget these two guys. This is where I always reference this. We were doing a sniper overwatch, and they were block clearing down this long street, and we were watching them. And they had all their body armor on, helmet. Their rifle looked like it was dragging the ground.
Yeah.
Right? And they look like juggernauts. I mean, they kept going through these doors. You hear these gunfights, and they come out the next door, and they never stopped. And when they showed back up to look at me, I was looking at them, and they were dirty. Mm-hmm. I mean, filthy, bleeding everywhere. It's breathing hard. And the guy goes, you see anything? He's like, no. He's like, hit him again. And they just ran back out there. And it was, I mean, didn't even blink an eye. Yeah. Like they were getting fed something. And I thought that was one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen. I've
always said that, like we get, when I say we, you and I from the special operations community, we get all the accolades and the credit for being in special operations. But in combat,
100%.
Those young
100%. 18,
19, 20-year-old infantry guys in the 82nd Airborne or 3rd Battalion, 7th Marines infantry, that's who I like. Look, those kids are like
100. I could agree with you 100%. Yeah. That's combat.
Yeah.
Like what we do is surgical.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Every now and again, it'll throw down.
You get some kinetic combat.
Something will happen.
Those guys are going out toe-to-toe and getting after it.
Yep. Especially if you'll see that if we interop. that's how we normally get into straight up fighting, which we're not really designed for that. Right. It's fun to do it. Our guys they feed off of that. But you're right. They're the guys that get that.
They don't get enough credit for it either.
They don't get any credit. They don't get any credit.
Oh, those guys are just infantry.
Just infantry.
Just infantry.
Bro, let me tell you something. you know what that means?
Yeah.
They only use for one thing. And they get put in the worst spots, and they don't have any of the gear. And they just keep going. Yeah. I'll never forget them two guys.
hats off to them and credit to them.
Let me pay you one more.
Yeah.
I was with some Marines the other day. One was 99, the other one was 102.
Yeah.
And when they showed up, you could shave with the crease in his pant. He was dressed up in his uniform, his khakis.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, his brass was polished, his belt buckle. You could still see his gig line. There wasn't no belly, no nothing. It was just, both of them were like that.
We're both friends with Tom Fordyce.
Yeah.
And Tom Fordyce worked with you at your foundation. He's worked with me. And one of the most incredible human beings. Yeah, Marine, Vietnam veteran, lost his arm, per part recipient. And he shows up before anyone else on our staff shows up. He's the last one to leave. His pants are always starched with the crease in it.
How about that?
He is a sharp.
He had a buddy named Judge Duncan, who's since he's passed. He was a great guy. He was a judge up in our town. He kind of got me and my brother, kept us on the straight and narrow as best he could. Dude, them two guys. How about his arm? He had that mannequin prosthetic arm for the longest time. He got that new one now. But back in the day, he just had that like he stole off some freaking mannequin, put it on there. He didn't even care. He's a great man.
The new one now, you can't tell. He's got fingernails
and everything. I think that's the best part about our generation.
Right.
The GWATs.
Yep.
Like we got
the
ancients. And the ancients, yeah. We got all we could ever want.
Yeah.
Probably more than we ever should have had, right?
Yep.
So when you come back now and when they're putting us back together, this is the best part. It's like, yeah, I went through some stuff. So did you, man. And some of our guys and girls have been through some stuff. Mm-hmm. And when you sit down with them, it just puts it into perspective. I'm like, yeah, man, I had a hard one. So did he. So there's a respect there because you know how hard that job is. Like when you say what branch you're in, what you say, everyone knows what that means.
Yeah.
They know what you have to go through. They know how hard you got to put out to get that qual, to be in that environment. Oh, and there is the environments. Like if you say a place in Iraq or Afghanistan, a certain date in a certain year, people are like,
oh, yeah.
Hey, man.
Saying in Afghanistan 2011, you're like,
2011.
ooh, yeah.
Absolutely. Everyone knows that.
Man, yeah.
I mean, there was some hell to pay.
Yeah, Ramadi.
Yeah, man. Just and when you hear those that verbiage come out of people's mouth, you're like, respect. Man, just respect.
Yeah.
For sure. And I don't think you'd have never been able to get that any other way, I don't think.
No, I mean, look, I feel very privileged. I know you had the opportunities too to go back. And I was just last week, like I said, I was speaking to the pararescue guys, and I go every quarter, speak to Marine Corps boot camp, the young recruits there for 10 years now. I go speak recon Marines and NSW to the SEALs and just share the lessons that I learned. And most of those lessons, by the way, that I share with them are mistakes I made and times I fell on my face and had to pick myself back up. And man, it just brings a lot of purpose and value to the hardship that I have and the things that I've lost. It gives a purpose and value to be able to go back and share those lessons with the next generation.
I think those are the important ones. You remember when we were kids and students were like, hey, I don't want to hear how everything went well. I want to hear the bad one.
Right.
I want to hear how you acted in that and how tough it was and how you screwed up because it lends hope. Because if somebody can get through it, I can get through it kind of deal.
Yeah.
Even if you're a better man than me, stronger than me, we need that. I mean, the only way young warriors come in if old warriors tell their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's time proves.
To the next culture.
That's it.
It was a cultural thing. Hey guys, 10 years ago, I had found myself in a position to where investing in Mighty Oaks and all the different things I'm involved in, I had found myself not prepared for retirement. And I went to my friend Ryan Wheelis at Allied Wealth. I'm so happy with the results for me that I asked him to partner with this show, and he is a partner of this show now. So if you're like me and you need someone to help you with your retirement, with your investments, with just your overall wealth management, go to alliedwealth.com and meet Ryan and his team to get you set up.